right. Oh, beautiful. So this class, thank you guys for joining. Beautiful. Appreciate that you're here. This class is about social media. All right. So it's a class that is highly focused on social media, how to manage social media, how to do social media. Okay. So very important class for the marketing program, but also for the communications program. Okay. Beautiful. Guys, please turn your cameras on. We're about to start. Fantastic. What is important about this class is understanding that social media has to be properly managed. It's not something that we can do, you know, like we usually do our own personal social media. That is different. All right. So let's start with that. We're not talking about social media that we do for personal reasons, for personal purposes. No, that is not the social media that we're talking about. All right? We're talking about social media that we do for business purposes. Very different the social media that we do for personal purposes. Very different to the social media that we have for business purposes. All right. So let's start with that understanding. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Now, for us to do social media for business purposes, first of all, we need to understand the industry our business is in. So in previous classes, we have talked about what an industry is. Anyone remembers what an industry is? And if you remember what an industry is, please tell me why that is important for us to do social media, why it is important to recognize in which industry our business is for us to do social media. So who can help me with that? What is an industry first? And why we need to know in which industry our business is for us to do social media?
Would that be like a bunch of small businesses together?
Yes, that's the industry. Yes, correct. It's a bunch of industries together. But what is common across those businesses? What is common? What is the commonality? What is the connector?
The same goal, like they're sharing the same common purpose.
Exactly right. Very different purpose than goal. Very different. The same purpose. They produce the same products or very similar products. They produce a very kind of similar experiences to the market, similar services, similar consultancy, similar outputs. That is the purpose. That is the purpose of a business. A purpose of a business could be very similar to the purpose of a different business. And that's why they are part of an industry. All right. So very different to the goal, because the goal is more related to the long-term vision. Okay, beautiful. So that's correct, Cami. Well done. So if we have businesses that have similar products, that have similar markets, that have similar offers, similar services, they belong to an industry. Okay, cool. So that is all right. And Cami, give me examples of industries, please, quickly. Examples of industries. Please, guys, cameras on. I want everybody with the camera on, please. Very important. We are in class. Camila, examples of industries, please.
Food industry.
Food industry, that's one.
Entertainment. The cleaning.
Yes. Entertaining, food, cleaning. What else? That's awesome. You gave me 3 examples. Hey, Valeria, please, 3 examples more.
Technology.
Technology industry, beautiful.
Education.
What is that?
Education.
Education industry. Good. Another one.
Transport.
Transport. Industry, beautiful. Another one, please, guys. Sebastián Jimenez, give me an example of an industry.
Music.
The music industry, well done. All right. Pharmaceutical industry, transportation industry, education industry, food industry, entertaining industry, manufacturing industry. All right, so you got the idea. All right. Within those industries, we have businesses that do similar products, similar experiences, similar services, and that's why the roof, the umbrella is the industry. That's awesome. Guys, why? Why we need to know what industry our business is before we do social media? Why? Think about it.
Know what to do, like where to put our advertisements in, like how to make them correctly.
Okay, good. We're getting close. If we know what is the industry our business is in, we will be able to schedule the advertisements that we do more efficiently. Fantastic. That is one very good answer. Right, but what else? Why we need to know? Another reason, that is a really valid, good reason, right? We can schedule our advertising in a more programmatic, in a more efficient way. Fantastic. But what else? What else?
Well, the most important, I think, is if you want to work with a business that works in the food industry, you're not going to promote something that's not related with that industry.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Our communication, our programs, our campaigns will be very, very allocated, directed, focused to that industry. How important is that? And remember, the market is looking for any business within that industry. The target market, which is the person that will buy from you, the businesses that will buy from you, will be able to select a product or service from your company or from somebody else's company within the same industry. So we need to know what is the argot, what is the communication style, and also what is the most relevant social media channel for that particular industry, isn't it? We need to define that. All right, so if we're talking about the entertaining industry, for example, which social media channel works well for the entertaining industry, for singers?
I would say,
yeah,
nowadays TikTok or
TikTok.
Instagram.
Beautiful. But if we're talking about engineers and architects,
that would be completely different.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. And
Yeah,
what about if we're talking about the food industry, retail, clothes?
Instagram.
Instagram.
yeah.
Beautiful. That's what I mean. Right. So that understanding is important. That understanding is important for us to select the right social media channel. Well done. All right. Now, remember what I told you when we started the class. Personal social media is different to business social media. Why? Because in business social media, we have a social media program. A social media program. You don't have a social media program for your personal Facebook. You don't have a social media program for your personal Instagram. You don't. Or somebody has a social media program here and you have a schedule and you have a content program for your Facebook. No. But for business purposes, we have to rely on a professional social media program. Right? What is the characteristic of a social media program? First of all, it doesn't change. It continues as we advance. So we follow a recipe. Guys, please don't forget this word because this word in social media is extremely important. Recipe. Okay? Just like when we have a recipe for us to cook, I don't know, a Italian pasta, or we have a recipe that we like. We need to have a recipe for our social media program. Now, that recipe has been established at macro level by the social media companies, by Google. Why? Because it's for business purposes. And I'm going to tell you now how that recipe works. Okay. Imagine, guys, imagine that you are just starting to work in a new company. Please imagine that. You're starting to work in a new company. And of course, your role in that new company is marketing and communications. Please imagine that. Okay, everyone, I need everyone to imagine that you are starting to work for a new company and your role, your responsibility is marketing and communications. The specifics of the role, manager, coordinator, doesn't matter now. Just imagine that you are working in a marketing department of a new company for you. And your boss, your supervisor, tells you, all right, you need to start doing the social media for us. What is the first thing that you need to do?
Ask him for what currently they're
I would
doing.
say ask them.
Edgar, can you repeat?
Ask them for what they currently doing.
Spot on, mate. Spot on. Beautiful. Spot on. What are they currently doing? What is the current landscape? What is the current landscape in terms of social media? All right, beautiful. They will not give you the answer, though. So it's a really good question, but they will not give you the answer. Why not? Because you need to be more specific. More specific. So what we need to ask them, the company, our boss, our super, what is the current social media plan, social media program this company is running, this company is executing? Don't forget that, please. This is extremely important. Remember that in Australia, you need to compete with people from all over the world. And you will have an edge because you are being prepared. You are studying marketing. So that is fantastic. So you need to do a good job. You need to give a good impression from day one. That is the moment of truth. So you want to make it right. So when you go to your first day and your boss asks you to do social media for the company, the first question that you have to ask is, okay, no problem. How can I access? How can I read? How can I visualize the current social media program or social media plan this company has? All right, beautiful. Now, tell me, guys, tell me, what is the most likely answer? What is the most likely answer from a big corporation? What is the most likely answer from a medium-sized business, family business, medium-sized? And what is the most common answer from a very, very new, a startup, a very small business? Help me with that. Help me with that.
For
help me with
the
that.
smallest business, I would say they were looking for getting more followers. For the medium one, probably more engagement with the followers. And then the biggest one, they will have probably very specific targets because they already have followers engagement. So they were looking for something different.
Let's
Probably they didn't have like a marketing plan. They are just going with the flow.
which, the large, the medium, or the small, Valeria?
The medium, I think. Medium and small.
Let's say that the medium-sized business in Australia, likely they will have a marketing social media plan, likely. Why? Because they have resources, and they have resources to pay for a marketing professional, and very likely that marketing manager, communications manager has a social media or marketing program. The small business, though, the small restaurant, the small coffee shop, the small bakery, or a startup, they will not have a social media plan. They will not, because they are focused on developing the business model. They are focused on developing the branding. They don't have time. They don't have resources just yet to have a social media program. But the marketing manager of the medium-sized business, they have. Now, what happens with the large corporation? What happens with the large corporation? Though?
Probably they are following like a marketing plan, an annual one, but they are not changing with the daily dynamics of the.
They are not changing. They are not changing what?
The daily dynamics. They are not changing what is happening now, and they are just solo following an annual marketing plan.
All right. Let's talk about that. All right. In Australia, large corporations, they are very, very well governed. They have a board of directors. They have processes. They follow work instructions. They are very successful. All right. Australia at that level is very competitive. These companies are competing with companies in China, in Singapore, in India, in Malaysia, in Indonesia. So in New Zealand. So they are good. At corporate level, they have a marketing plan, guys, and they have KPIs. What is a KPI? Anyone quickly?
A target.
Key performance indicator.
They have key performance indicators. They have an established vision. So they are really, really good at what they do. All right. So when we are working for a large corporation doing social media, what we need to do, guys, seriously, is just learn. Stop for a second and learn how they do things. Learn how effective they are. We need to pause a little bit. We need to absorb knowledge first. We need to understand that the reason that business is successful is because they are doing things properly. They are doing things right. All right. So we need to go to that marketing department with an idea of, all right, I'm going to learn because I respect this company. It's great to be working here for this large business, this multinational, for this large corporation in Australia. But first of all, let's learn. All right. Don't forget about that. That should be your approach. The medium-sized business, though, they have the marketing plan, they have the social media plan, but they do not execute it. They have it in a drawer. They have it in a hard drive. They have, they read it in a particular meeting and then they forget about it. They do not have execution. They need to have someone like you to help to execute that marketing plan that already exists. So execution is what really matters there. And for the small business, well, we say they don't have the business marketing social media plan. So what you need to do?
Grade 1 for them.
What is that, Samuel?
Grade 1 for them.
That's it. So I just want you guys to remember this, all right? Because your approach is very different. So Samuel, when you work in marketing, communications for a small business, for a startup, what you need to do in terms of the social media program? What you need to do?
From a business, just grade 1. Try
What
to
is that?
grade, I don't know. If it's for a small business, just grade 1. Try
All
to
right,
create your
beautiful.
own
You need to
rules.
create one. That's it. Now, for the medium-sized business, Samuel, what you need to do?
Ask them what's the marketing plan.
And then what you do?
And then start to following the rules and be proactive and do something beyond what the expectations are.
No. Close, but no. All right, let's try again.
Execute.
Who was that? Sylvia?
Yes.
Sylvia, spot on. So when you work for a medium-sized business and you have access to that marketing plan, you execute it. You have a marketing plan. You have a social media plan within that marketing plan. You execute it. All right? You don't criticize it yet. You go and you execute it. Beautiful. All right? Now, what do you do when you're working in marketing and communications for a large corporation, Sylvia?
You learn about what they are doing, currently doing,
You
because
learn.
they are successful. Yeah.
Of course, that's why they are large business. That's why they are market leaders. That's why they have 20 people in the marketing department. So you cannot go there to say, I'm going to write a new marketing plan. I'm going to write a new social media program. No, you go, you stop by, you relax, you learn. Very different attitude to the guy or to the girl that is starting working for a startup What you do the first day? What is the social media plan? No, we don't have one. We are busy doing the business model. We are busy founding the business. We are busy doing branding. What you say? No worries, guys. I will do the social media plan. Medium-sized business. What is the social media plan? Oh, here it is, but nobody's using it. No worries. I will execute it. So that is extremely important in this class. And if you follow what I'm telling you, those first few days in that new business will be really good for you because they will respect you because you are doing the right thing. But you cannot do the right thing if you don't understand what is the industry first and in which level that business is. Corporate, medium size, small. Extremely important. The social media program changes depending on the level of that business. Beautiful. So far, it is clear?
Yeah.
All right. Now, next component of the class that we need to understand. Let's do the social media plan. Let's do the social media plan. Right. For us to do the social media plan or the marketing plan that includes the social media plan, what other plan we need to have handy in our hands? What other plan? What is the reference for us?
Maybe past
The strategy.
campaigns.
Where the strategy lives? In which document? All right, guys, pay attention, please, because we have talked about this. Right.
The vision of
What is that?
the company. The
What is
vision
that?
of the vision of the company
With V or with M?
with V.
That is it. Now, Sylvia, that vision with V of the company, where it lives, in which document, how we call that document? How we call the document where we have the mission, the vision, the strategy, the objectives. How we call? What is the name of that business, of that document?
It all comes together like with the branding, but with what we talk about in the class, maybe it's like with the company policies and all of that.
Yeah.
How we call that? How we call that document?
A plan.
Right. Yes,
Plan,
but
maybe?
what kind of plan? Yes, it is a plan.
Marketing.
No, remember. We need to do the social media program. All right. We need that social media program lives in a marketing plan. All right, cool. That is clear. For us to do that social media plan, we need to have access to that vision that Sylvia is mentioning. Sylvia, well done. We need to read the vision first, and then we need to, with our marketing and social media plan, we need to help the company to achieve that vision. So awesome, good answer. But my question to you guys now is, all right, where that vision lives, how is the name of that document? What is the name of the document where you have the vision, the mission, the strategy, the objectives, the SWOT analysis, the indicators, the monitoring of your activities? What is the name of that document? It's the most important document of a business. What is the name of it?
Policy.
No.
Policies and procedures.
No. What is the most important plan?
Guideline.
No. I mean, guys, imagine that you are, I don't know. Imagine that you need to find all the secrets, all the know-how, all the strategy of a business.
The manual.
What is the name of that document? Is the business plan, for God's sake, guys. Guys, business plan. Don't forget about it. For God's sake, what's going on? We have talked about this. Hmm? Business plan.
Business.
That is the most important document a company has. Because everything that the company is doing lives there. I mean, this is not public. This is not public. The business plan is not something that you can access using the internet. It's a very, very secret, but secret is not the right word. It's a very important document. That is the right word. So for you to do the social media plan, you need to have handy what document?
A business plan.
And then you open that business plan, you open it.
Yeah.
And then what you read in that business plan?
The vision.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. That's it. So I'm just trying to help you guys here, all right? Because I don't know, I'm telling you this with total honesty, guys. People believe that social media is so easy. Oh, yes, I can go and work in social media. That should be so easy because I have been using social media for 10 years. That is totally wrong. Because as I started, remember how I started this class? I told you, personal social media is different to business social media. This class is not about how to use Facebook, how to open a Facebook account. That's not the purpose of this class. The purpose of this class is I need to understand that personal social media is not what I do in a business. And then you start realizing that there is a process, there is a program that you need to establish for you to do it properly. And that is what you need to learn in this class. Next class, this knowledge will be evaluated. But this class is a lecture. You just need to absorb the knowledge. So what I need you to know, I need you to know first, personal social media, easy, but that's not the purpose of this class. Business social media, more complex, that's what we need to learn. First piece of content that I need you to learn. Second piece of content, for you to do social media, you need to understand in which industry your business is. Because the social media that you select depends on which industry your business is. We discuss it. We say, if you are a rock band, all right, beautiful, you know, TikTok, YouTube could be the channel. But if you are, I don't know, an astronaut, if you're an architect, probably it's about LinkedIn. If you are a retailer, if you are a restaurant, probably Facebook. So you need to find out in which industry you are first for you to select the right social media channel. Probably channels, right? We talk a little bit about that later. Second thing. All right, third thing, beautiful. You need to work, you need to do social media. You need to execute. Stop preparation, stop planning. Now you need to do it. So how do you do social media? Asking the company, but you need to have in your head this. Is this company small? Is this company medium? Is this company corporate? Because how you approach the social media depends on the level of that company. Don't forget, if the company is small, what you need to do in terms of social media? Quickly.
Create a plan for them.
If the company is medium, what you need to do in terms of social media? Quickly.
Work on their ongoing plan.
And if the company is large, what you need to do?
Just see what they're doing and learn.
That's it. That's it. This will save you headaches. This will give you really good reputation if you follow this example that I'm telling you. All right. So now we know that. All right, cool. Now we need to do the social media plan if we are working for a small company. So for us to do the social media plan, we need to have handy, we need to have next to us in our desktop or in our computer or in our intranet, we need to have access to the most important business document that a company will ever have. What is the name of that document?
The business and the business plan.
In that business plan, you don't need to read the entire business plan, no. You need to read the vision, as Sylvia told us. And then your social media plan will be helping that business to achieve that vision. So this connection of elements is the process of doing professional social media planning. All right, beautiful. So far you're learning. Don't forget about it. If you have any doubt, ask me. All right, everything will be in the assessments, but I just need you to think, all right, this is logical, Santi. This makes sense. All right, if this makes sense to you, it's because you're learning. All right. Last thing before we go to the break. All right, beautiful. So now that we have access to that business plan, to that vision, now we need to do the social media plan. For us to do the social media plan, we need to have two things. One is, what is the tone of our communication? What is the tone of our voice? What is the branding of our communication? What is the style? Because some companies are very, very serious, guys. And they use a very professional argot, a very professional language. But other companies are very fresh, very young, very cool, and they use different language. All right? Do you understand what I mean? So first of all, you need to know what is the style of that company, the tone of the communication. You got it? First thing that you need to have. Second thing that you need to understand, right, is what should be the frequency that I need to follow for me to be able to engage with that audience, with my target market. So don't forget, what is the tone of the communication? What is the frequency? You have friends that you really don't like because they talk to you once every year. And you may not like that. You may go and say, yeah, it's a good day. I don't know. She calls me once a year and that's it. And you may not like it. Or you may like it. Oh, it's just fine. I just, I am a very quiet person. I like someone to call me once a year. Or you may be someone like, no, if he's a friend of mine, I need to know about him. I need to know about her at least every week. We talk about the weekends. We talk about what is the plan for our, coming week. We are engaged. We talk. We share. So the frequency matters. The frequency matters. The frequency matters. I'm going to ask you something for the smart ones. Pay attention. If you are business to customers, the frequency of the communication should be very, very high, which means that you need to talk to your customers every week, every 2 weeks. So the frequency is extremely high. If you are a business to business, the frequency should be very slow. You need to understand that the sales life cycle takes more time. Who can explain this to me? Why, when you have B2C, the communications should go with a high frequency? Why, when you have a B2B, the communication is much slower? Why? You don't need to know this. I'm just asking if someone knows.
I would say because when you're working with B2B,
yeah,
everything is slower because usually when they buy something, they buy in a large scale. So you need to be all the time creating a feedback between you and the company.
Guys, when you do business to business, believe me, you have a very powerful relationship with that other business. They are not in the market to find somebody else because the trust is there. And probably you share a lot of know-how, components, parts with that supplier, with that partner. So when you have a business-to-business relationship, the communication that you need to have with them is not high frequency. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second.
Santi, real quick. Yeah.
All right, tell me, Mike. Tell me, someone.
Yeah. I need to leave now. Yeah, I need to leave. I have to start
Watch.
working.
Thank you for your participation,
15
Sam.
minutes.
You always participate, and I like that. You need to watch this class.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, I'll see you.
we
next
have
week.
assessment next week, okay?
All good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So when you have business to business, the sales cycle takes 6 months, 1 year. Because what you buy doesn't cost you $20, $30. What you buy costs you $1,000, $2,000. Or $2
And
million.
you are not like weekly or monthly looking for new suppliers for
It's
changing.
cost. Because when you are business to business, you have 3, 4 suppliers, you have 10 clients. Valeria, well done, good analysis. That's what I want from you guys, to use critical thinking for you to understand the classes. Well done, Vale. Vale, but when you have business to customers, you have probably, I don't know, 20, 200 suppliers, 3 million customers. It's a totally different dynamic. You understand what I mean? When you sell to customers, the amount that you charge in terms of the invoice is in terms of hundreds. When you charge customers in the business to business arena sector, the invoices could be millions. So you don't need to be communicating with them every single day, because the contracts, the sales, they happened every 6 months or once in a year. Capital investment. Have you heard about capital investment, guys? Anyone has heard about capital investment here? It's when you buy something like a machine or a building that is extremely important for the processes of that business, and you don't do that every week. Right? So very important to understand the frequency from that perspective too. We're talking about the frequency and the tone, remember? Remember that we're talking about that. Right, beautiful. Now we know what is the frequency of our communications. Now we know what is the tone of communications. Now we need to decide what is the content of our communications. So don't forget, frequency, tone, and now let's decide what is the content. Let's decide what is the content. What is content, guys? What is content? Give me examples of content.
Content is what we're going to do for that social media platforms and channels.
Beautiful.
So the content is what we are creating, what we have to create, and what content creators has to do to have on the page. Yeah.
Beautiful. And give me some not examples of content, but what are some of the content categories?
We have for example, like categories, the videos, like the standard photos, the videos
Okay,
we have to
beautiful. So
choose,
let's go
the
step by
live
step. Mari, step by step. Videos is one category, well done. Photography,
images.
another category. Give me one more.
We have streaming.
We have streaming, and one more.
We have live video. Well, that's the same, live videos, streaming. We have guides as well. Some platforms can allow you to make guides.
Graphics, guides, PDFs, very visual, very handy.
Tools.
What is that?
These tools, these encuestas. Yeah, the tools.
Surveys. Yes, beautiful.
Surveys as well.
All right, fantastic. So we need to think about those categories of content. So let's talk about them. Video, we forget a couple. Audio is a very important, because we can do podcasting too. You know about podcasting, yeah? So video, audio, copy, which is writing the surveys and everything that you have mentioned, Mari.
Twitter tweets,
all of that. And graphics, which is when we have a visual representation of a document. A graphic would talk more than 3 pages of text. You know that. So infographics, have you heard about infographics?
Yeah, sure.
They are fantastic. Infographics, I love infographics. So that's what content is, guys. I need you guys to understand. What is content? Audio, video, copy, graphics, audio, and streaming. Well done, Mariana. Thank you very much. Mariana is in the profession, so she knows a little bit of this, but thank you for the participation anyway. I appreciate that, Mari. Well done. Cool. So that is content. Now that we know what content is, we need to define how that content will be in that social media program. So remember what I told you about the recipe. Remember what I told you about the recipe. So what is the best recipe 2023? I'm going to tell you that. And then I promise that we go to the break. The first post that you do in social media, the first one should be about what? About the industry you are in, about your business, or about your customers. Tell me. The first one that you do. What is
who you
Industry.
the
The
industry?
industry that you're in.
Of course, because that is the macro level, all right? That is the macro level. You start getting attention, not by talking about you. Guys, no one should be active in social media, always talking about how good I am. Look how good my product is. Look how beautiful my design. We don't do that in marketing. We need to be very smart. So for us to have a good balance, the first post that we should do in our social media program should be about our industry. How amazing our industry is, properly regulated. We have a very active industry. We have good relationship between the business owners. We have a very good and reliable customers. We have a good competitive environment. You know, we have information and data every year as a result of our association, our industry. So we talk about the industry, guys. I need you guys to understand this. Because a lot of people that do not understand, because they haven't been in these classes, they don't learn marketing. This is a profession, guys. They just go to social media to talk about them and then all the time, how good I am, how good I am. That is not what we do in social media at business level. Personal level, that's what everybody does. Think about personal level. Everybody's taking photos of themselves, how beautiful I look today, how beautiful I look tomorrow, and so on and so on and so on. Because it's all about them. But that is for personal purposes. For business purposes, we need to have a good balance. So the first post that you do is about the industry. The second post is about your business. And the third post is about your customers. I want you guys to understand this recipe. This is connected to the algorithms that are behind those social media platforms. For the platform to give validity, to trust your business, so you rank higher in terms of search engine optimization. So when someone is looking for someone for your business, there will be a result in Google. So you need to understand this. This recipe is for us to be competitive against other companies. So the first post about the industry, the second post about our business, and the third post about our customers. The fourth post should be about what then?
Industry.
And the fifth
Business.
and the sixth
Customers.
and the seventh.
Industry.
Honey, if you remember that, now you know how to do a social media program. And that is what they expect from you when you start working in marketing. That you know how to do a social media program. So now you know. The first post about our industry. Our industry altogether, we sold $4 billion in 2022. Our industry is very competitive at global scale. The entire world recognizes us because the wine industry in Australia is so recognized, just like the French wine industry and like the Italian and like the, you talk about the industry. You understand? And the second one, you go and say, all right, yes, this is my new product. This is my new employee. This is an award that we received. This is a new product that we're launching. So you talk about your business. Now you can do it because you talk about your industry first. And the third post is about, all right, here is one of our customers using our product. Oh, this is a review of one of our customers. We invited one of our customers to the factory for our customers to see how we do things. And this is a photo of our happy customer. And then the fourth one about the industry and so on. And that is the recipe I'm talking about. If you follow that, then you have a social media program. That frequency, remember, that frequency depends on your business. If your business is business to customer, the frequency is very high. If your business is business to business, B2B, the frequency is very slow. So if you are B2C, you may need to do 3 posts per week. If you are B2B, you may need to do 1 post about the industry 1 week. The next week, 1 post about the business, and the next week, 1 post. You understand what I mean, guys? Have you learned? This is it, guys. This is it. This is how we do social media. Right? So let's do a break. Let's do a break, 10 minutes. But please, 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 please think about what you have learned. And if you feel that you have learned, let me know. Send me a message. Send me a DM, a direct message in the chat. Let me know. I need to know you are learning. If you are not learning, let me know as well. Because I need to make sure that the delivery is adjusted to your needs, is connected to how you learn, so I can assess your knowledge and skills next week. So let's do a 10-minute break. Think about it. Have you learned so far social media or not? All right, enjoy the break. See you in 10 minutes, guys.
Thank you, Santi.
Okay, guys, let's return to the class. Now, I need you to open Accelerate now, okay? We need to complete the lesson in Accelerate, okay? So search for the unit social media. It's called Develop a Social Media Strategy. Open that lesson, please. In your computer, in your phone. So let's please open Accelerate. Open the lesson in Accelerate. I will give you the code, probably that will help you. You need to go to your learning plan and you need to access the lesson. In the chat,
The social media strategy, yeah.
correct. So open that lesson because we need to complete it today. That's what we need to do today, nothing else. We complete that lesson and that's it. You study a little bit that in the week, and next week we work on the assessments. All right. So now that you have your lesson, let's talk a little bit about what is there. And then you need to complete the lesson, okay? By pressing the next buttons. All right. So what is the first part that the social media lesson is telling us? It's telling us that in today's digital age, social media is an integral part of our lives. It has revolutionized the way we communicate, the way we share information and connect with others. It's telling us that the importance of social media has extended beyond personal use. Now, businesses more than ever are leveraging the power of social media when they do marketing. So that is important, guys. It is important to understand that if we are doing marketing, we have to embrace social media. I'm going to tell you something very important. If you don't have social media, it's like, I don't know, in the 1990s, if you didn't have a telephone number. Or it is like in the 2000s, 2010s, you didn't have a website. So social media is important for us in marketing because that is how we talk. That is how we communicate. And that is how we receive information and communications from our customers. That's how we do. We don't call businesses anymore. We don't call them. We connect with them. And we use WeChat, we use WhatsApp, we use Messenger, we use Instagram, we use LinkedIn messages to talk to them, to communicate, to engage. Think about it. This is what you do. It is very rare that you go to, I don't know, a directory of telephone numbers and try to find a business and you call them. That is very unlikely. In 2023, it's very unlikely. What you do, you search that business, you find the website, you access the social media channels, you follow that business, you connect with that business. And then you ask for a reservation, then you ask for an appointment, then you ask for an information in a PDF format, then you ask for a consultant to talk to you, to chat with you. So the chatbots are very important as well in 2023. Have you noticed that when you access a website, a chat pop-ups, and then you can talk to the agents, to the sales agents straight away. That's what I'm talking about. So if you don't have a social media program in 2023, listen up, your customers will not understand why you do not want to talk to them. And they will find somebody else. They will find a different business that they can talk to. So the conversations, the stories happen in social media. And that's why it's extremely important for us. All right. Don't forget about that. The lesson is always telling us, it's also telling us that there are some huge advantages of using social media. Provides businesses with an opportunity to reach hundreds, thousands, with TikTok, millions of people at once. That is amazing. So imagine a business not using social media, not using TikTok. Oh, I don't like TikTok. It's not about liking or disliking. It's not about that. It's about engagement. It's about opportunity. So that's the way we have to think about social media when we are doing social media for business purposes. Never about if we like it or we don't like it. Never. So if I ask you, hey, your business is using TikTok. If you tell me no, because I don't like it, that is not a professional answer. If you say no, because TikTok is not a channel that engage with my target market, all right, cool. That is a professional answer. But it's not about personal preferences. It's not about personal preference. It's about business needs. Is that clear, guys? So what is the advantage of social media? That you can reach millions of people at once. Your content can go viral, especially with TikTok and Instagram nowadays. Have you seen the YouTube Shorts? Anyone has seen the YouTube Shorts? It's amazing what you do with YouTube Shorts. Very similar to the Instagram Shorts. You really reach people at once. So that's fantastic. Now, disadvantages of social media, of course, we have some disadvantages too. It could be very time consuming, guys. It could be very time consuming. Why? Because social media is hungry. Hungry. Why? Why social media is hungry? Because it demands resources from the company. It demands that people is thinking about what is the next piece of content all the time. So here I go. Here I go with something that is important too. What is better for a company? Sebastian, I'm going to ask this question to you, Sebastian Jimenez. What is better for a company? To have one or two really good social media channels, or to have all social media channels and a little bit of impact in each one? What is better? To have one or two very good social media channels, or to have presence in all of them?
Having one very good.
That's it. That's it. So that is something very important for us to remember. Social media is not about having YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or X, that is called now. It's not about that. It's about selecting one or two that you are really good at, that your target market is very active in those two social media channels. It's not about having all social media channels. However, you need to protect your business brand in all social media channels. You understand what I mean, Sebastian? So if your business is called, I don't know, automotive luxury, so you need to protect the brand name automotive luxury in Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Vimeo, X, Twitter, Snapchat, and so on and so on and so on. You need to protect, but you don't need to use them all the time. But you need to protect them because you don't want other businesses to use it. So that is important. So what is the disadvantage? They are very, very hungry. They need a lot of resources. Social media need a lot of resources. So how we manage that limitation? By selecting one or two good social media channels for us. What is a good social media channel for us? One that we know how it works, one that our target market uses. Right? Very important.
Sorry, teacher. I already connected in the class because I had a confused with the link this morning,
Yep.
but now in the class. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorena. The class is being recorded, so you will be able to access this later on, okay?
Thank you.
Great, great. All right, so now let's go back to the lesson. So what you need to do, we talk. Before you start doing the social media program, you need to understand what is your audience. You need to understand what is the industry you are in. You need to develop a content strategy, a content recipe, which is what we discussed before: industry, business, customers, to have a good cycle of content, to have a discipline in terms of that content. How important is to have a discipline, to have a program that you follow. All right. And once you have that strategy, you implement that strategy, you post that content. And once you have posted that content, then you evaluate how that content is working. Is the content engaging your customers? Yes or no? Tell me something, guys. What is engagement in social media? When I say if a post is engaging or not, what I'm talking about? What is an engaging post?
Likes, messages, shares, views.
It's not much about likes, though. All right.
Like connecting with people.
Exactly, but what is the shape of that connection? People is sharing. Well done, Cami. People is sharing that post. Guys, when you have someone, listen up, sharing your post, that is the maximum level of engagement that you may have. The maximum. When someone goes to your LinkedIn, when someone goes to your Facebook, business, not personal, when someone goes to your TikTok, business, and they share that post in their own channel, that is the maximum level of engagement. That is extremely engaging content. All right. Now, Cami mentioned it as well. If somebody comments on your social media, a YouTube video, and oh, great video, I love them, 2 minutes, 32 seconds content piece. I have learned a lot from these videos. And they comment on, oh, fantastic, thank you for telling us all of this, blah, blah. And people write down a comment on your social media. That is extremely good engagement. It's not as good as sharing, though, but it's really good. Liking the content, though, is not really engaging. A like is a very simple action. So it is good that people like our comment, but remember, we don't do anything in marketing for us to get likes. We do everything in marketing to get engagement. What is engagement? Comments and shares. So that is how we evaluate if our social media program is working or not. When we have people engaging with our content, we don't need 1,000 followers. We need 100 people that is commenting. Have you seen these accounts with 20,000 followers that are fake? Have you seen those accounts? And no one is commenting? It's because they are fake followers. They bought the followers. That's not what we do in marketing and communications. We don't buy followers. We attract people and we engage with them so they become followers. And what we need to have is those followers commenting our content or sharing our content. That is what I need you guys to understand. All right. So I'm going to share my screen for you guys to see where I'm going with the lesson. Just give me 1 second. Software looks different in my computer because I'm a trainer, but that's what we're doing, all right? We are doing this first part, all right? All right, so now you go next, you press the next button. And now we go to the point number 1, which is understanding what is the requirements for us to do social media. We talked about this already. We need to learn about our industry first, then about our business second, and then about our customers, our audience. Is that clear, guys? If there is something important about this class, is these 3 elements: industry, business, customers. All right. So now you understand that. Now you know how it works. All right. So then you go and press the button next. All right. So let's see. Miyuki, can you answer that question for me? Item number 2. Miyuki,
Yes.
please answer that question in the screen.
The first step in creating a successful social media strategy is to learn about the industry. False.
True or false?
False.
False. Why? Why is false, Miyuki? Tell me.
The first step creating. It's not the first steps.
True or false? This one or this one?
False. No, the first step in creating a successful social media strategy is to learn about the industry.
All right. Why? Why it is false? Why do you think?
In my opinion, it's not just the first step to learn about industry.
All right, let's see. Let's check it. So then you press the check button, and that is
true.
Remember, guys, the first thing I told you today was for you to do social media, you need to know about the industry. And I asked few of you what an industry is, and you told me, oh, it's a combination of businesses that have something in common. And then I told you, of course, that is what an industry is. And then I asked you, give me examples of industries, and then you say pharmaceutical, food, education, and so on. Yes, so the first thing that we need to do is understanding about our industry. Why? Why we need to know about our industry? Who remembers? It's Ayana, tell me. Why this is true?
Because for us to share about something or like speak about something, we have to know what are we talking about, our environment and
Our environment, our industry, what is happening in the market. Exactly right. So we need to know first about our industry. And also because some social media channels are very good for the fashion industry, but other social media channels are not good for the fashion industry. Some social media channels are really good for the engineers and architects industry, but other social media is not as good. So we need to know about our industry first for us to select what are the right channels in terms of our social media strategy. Okay, so that is true. Then you check and then you have that correct. All right. So everybody needs to be doing this now. I just want to be clear with this. You need to do the lesson at the same time that I'm explaining it. All right. Let's go to the item number 3. The second step in creating a social media strategy or program is to learn about your business, is to know your business, is to comment, to post about your business. Is that true or false, Natalia? Natalia, tell me.
It's true.
True. Beautiful. So we check it and it's true. Well done. We talk about that. Beautiful. Natalia, what about the item number 4? The third and final step in creating a successful social media strategy is to learn and to know your customers, your target audience. Is that true or false, Nati?
It's true.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. All right, cool. Now, we have a short class discussion. Short class discussion. I will be dividing the group in 4 groups. I know, let me just see how many case studies we have. All right, let me just divide the group. 1 second. I'm going to divide the group in 7 small groups. Guys, I need the cameras on for this group activity, please. We're going to do a short case study, and you need to participate. All of you need to participate. You need to talk to your classmates. I'm going to divide the group now, but you need to turn your cameras for this activity, please. Just give me 1 second.
Beautiful.
All right, join your groups, please. And I will tell you which case study you are. Just join your groups and I will tell you. Cameras on, everyone, when you join your groups. Isabel, Edgar, Ampini, camera on, please. We need to work. That's Amara. It's all good. No worries. All right. That's good. That's funny. Ampini, that's fine. No worries. All right. You guys are cotton on. Cotton on. Isabel, have you seen that brand in Australia? Cotton on?
Not really.
Not yet.
Maybe.
Loading.
Edgar, you have
Where?
seen cotton on, yeah?
Yes.
It's very popular. It's Isa, you from Colombia?
Yeah.
Is something like Jeff, or Punto Blanco. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like that. It's like that kind of clothes that is good quality, but it's not expensive. But it's very basic, like nothing crazy, nothing fashion, but it's very popular in Australia.
Okay.
I want you guys to read that business case, Cotton On, and think about how they do social media, and then we talk about it with the rest of the group. All right, 5 minutes for you guys to talk about Cotton On. Go to the website, check Cotton On, have a look at the logo, have a look at the social media profiles, and then we talk about that. All right, Cotton On.
Thanks.
Right. Guys, pay attention, please. Everyone active. You are Atlassian. You are the case study number 2. All right. Natalia, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Beautiful. Atlassian is one of the most important companies in the planet. It's extremely important, Atlassian. It's a business to business. Look at that, business to business. It's not business to customers. It's a business to business software company. And they use LinkedIn as their preferred social media platform. So read that business case. It's very short business case. And then we talk about that. Try to go to the Atlassian website. Try to go to the Atlassian LinkedIn page for you to understand what they do at social media level. And then you explain that to the group. All right, so you guys are number 2, the group number 2, Atlassian. Is that clear? Sebastian, is that clear?
Can you send please in the chat the name?
Is the group number 2? Do you have access to the lesson, Miyuki?
Yes.
So is the number?
So is that
yeah.
discussion, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Is the item number 5 in the lesson? That is the group number 2, Atlassian. Go to the Atlassian website, go to the Atlassian LinkedIn, try to learn quickly about the business, and then you explain to the group how they do social media. And guys, you need to do this together. You need to talk. You need to work as a group. Sebastian, please help me with that, okay?
Sure.
Something I can't hear you. Turn on the microphone.
Guys, you are Quantas. You guys are Quantas.
Yeah.
The group number 3, you are Quantas. You guys know Quantas, yeah? You guys know?
Yes, it's Australian airline.
Very important business, one of the most important businesses in Australia and one of the most important airways in the planet. So go to the Qantas website, go to the Qantas social media channel, read that business case, and then you tell the group how Qantas do social media. What is your opinion about Qantas social media program? All right? 10 minutes for you to do that. Everyone, Chopaka, please put your camera down.
Okay.
We cannot see you.
Okay.
We are the same, all right? Everyone working on this.
We can use like a different stuffs. Maybe the social media was like one. Do you know like a when you put money for arriving in more people and the content you can make.
Okay, it's Ayana, Supicha. We cannot see your face, Supicha. Please move your camera a little bit down. That's better, Supicha. Thank you so much. All right. We need to participate in this group activity, Supicha, Anusara, and Itzayana. Please, you need to talk about, you are the group number 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is the company? Woolworths.
Woolworths.
You know Woolworths, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So have a look at the case study. Go to the Woolworths website, try to find out the social media, and then tell the group if you think the Woolworths social media is good. Or you may tell us, no, they have a lot to improve. Now that you understand how social media works, go to the Woolworths website, check the social media they do, and then talk to the rest of the group about Woolworths social media program. Everyone, Supicha, Anusara, Itzayana, everyone working on this. Everyone working on this, please. All right, you have 10 minutes for this activity. Okay, Eddie, what is Lorena? What is Sasipimon? Sasipimon, we cannot see you. Sasipimon, please. Please, we are in class. We cannot see you. Lorena. Come on, guys. All right. What group you are?
IKEA.
Group 6.
All right. And what is the company?
IKEA.
What is the company? IKEA. You know IKEA? You know IKEA, Eri?
Yeah? Yeah.
All right. Do you know IKEA, Sasipimon?
Yes, it's
All right. Go to the
furniture.
website, read the business case, and then tell us if IKEA social media program is good or not. What do you think? What do you think they do? Do you think that partnering with influencers, with designers to promote the products is a good idea or not? Do you think that this social media campaign of partnering with influencers is good or not? Then you need to discuss this with the group, so be prepared. Go to the IKEA website, go to the IKEA social media channels, tell us what social media channels they have, okay? Everyone working on it, everyone. Okay, Sarisa, Punwadi, we cannot see you, Punwadi. Thank you. Thank you. Just move your camera a little bit down so we can see your face, please. Thank you, Punwadi. Thank you. What company you are, guys?
We were doing the number 7, the pet barn.
Huge business in Australia. Extremely popular. People that have cats, pets, dogs, fish, they go to pet barn. Good prices, good quality, and very good distribution of shops. Extremely important business. Yellow, highly recognizable, really good branding, really good customer service. They have a loyalty program for customers. All right.
Yeah.
So you need to know about that company first. You need to go to the Pentman website. All right. And you need to analyze the social media channels. All right. So they found an opportunity to build an online community through social media. All right. Try to find out what they do. Try to tell me if you like what they do, if you don't like it, if you think it could be improved, whatever. But go to the Pentman website, visit the social media channels, have an opinion about it, and then comment it to the rest of the group. So you have 10 minutes to complete this activity, okay? Everyone, Saritza, Punwadi, and Kami, you three, you need to talk, all right? You need to work together for 10 minutes. It's not too much to ask. I will see you guys in 10 minutes. Okay, guys. All right, let's start with the group number 1, please. The group number 1 is talking about the company Cotton On. Can you tell us a little bit about that company and how they use social media? Cotton On, please. Guys, Cotton On.
Yep.
Please tell us what you learned from Cotton On, how they do social media, what is the strategy behind Cotton On.
We just like you say, when you just go into the or group chat, it's like there's like some. But I was thinking that Jeff, the brand that you told us that it was like international, but I don't know. I think it's only Colombian. Not sure. So this one is like kind of like Santi say. We found that it's like better than Kmart, Big W. Not a little bit expensive, but not too expensive that you can reach. Better, good quality, and it's like a basic type of clothing. And we just see a little bit about their own webpage and Instagram. There's like a really easygoing way to approach to engage with the customers. It's like they don't do like a really studio marketing photo shooting. They're like more in the streets, like common life. So I think they are directed to the medium class, like students. So they offer like a really basic style, like you can like be in house, like in the home, but also you can just hang out with your friends. So like they're like with our clothing, you can do all kind of stuff. Also, they're like the way to do like social media, like I told you, like it's really like a friendly, like I'm your friend. Like, look, because you just can hang out and put it like we say in Spanish, like put in the customer shoes. So like common situations, so you will feel like really identified with the brand. And also we just find that it's really ecology, like they say like or denim or jeans, they use less water. So here in Australia is really famous and really good way to get the customers in that small details. It's like when they say made in Australia, it's like, oh, I'm made in Hotmail, or I'm saving some animals. It's like I'm feeling better person. So
So
you can
true.
have two, you can have the same brands, but this brand only saying that they waste less water, even if you like the jeans are the same and the other one could be a little bit prettier. That little detail can change your mind and you can choose that brand.
Exactly right. It's good analysis, Isabel. Good analysis.
Yeah, teacher. What other thing that we find out is that they have a really good loyal customer base. For example, every time that you have the opportunity to buy there, they ask you for your email address. And after you get home, they are like, hey, thank you for buying us. What do you think about the product? And then 1 week after, hello, we already miss you. And then, oh, this week we have discounts. So they keep talking to you often.
And oh my goodness, I'm so happy with that analysis, Isabel and Edgar, because you nailed it, guys. Isabel was talking about the communication tone. Remember that we talked about that? Remember that I told you that we need to define what is the voice of our brand in social media? And Isabel talked about that. It's young, it's fresh, it's not complicated, it's very natural, it's very organic. They don't have this studio, complex, luxury, BMWs, cars. No, they have a very homely feeling, very natural, very young, and the communication is very fresh. Hi guys, how you going? That is how they talk to the customers. They don't use professional, complicated words. So Isabel nailed it in terms of the communication tone, which is something that we talk in the class. Remember, I told you need to define the voice of our business in social media. Isabel talked about that, and Edgar talked about the frequency. And Edgar, that frequency is like that because Cotton On is business to business or business to customers? Tell me.
Business to customer.
There you go. There you go. So that was the purpose of that business case, for you to understand if it's a business to customers, we need to have a very fresh, natural, organic communication because that's how people talk. And we need to have a very frequent communication so they don't forget about us. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Good analysis of that company. All right, group number 2, please. Atlassian. So Atlassian group, please.
All right, cool. So we found out that this business, it's a software company that develops different products for other companies. So makes a lot of sense they use LinkedIn, right? Because it's LinkedIn, it's a platform and a network specifically for professionals, business, industry-wise. So makes a lot of sense they use that platform, right?
Spot on. Sebastian, so Atlassian is business to customers like Cotonou, or is business to business?
It's business to business.
There you go. All right.
Yeah,
So you see, guys, I just want you guys to remember this, please. Whenever you have to do a social media program, you need to ask yourself, is this business to customers or is business to business? Keep going, Sebastian.
As well, how they develop different tools for business, different types of collaboration software. Makes sense. Their content is mainly in educative and information wise, because they want to know what other business can do with their tools, and they need to teach them how their tools can help grow their other business and keep raising the level of the industry. So makes sense, their content makes it's in that path of teaching and showing, and if other business grow, they grow. So they trying to keep up and pushing that mindset. Speaking of frequency, you don't post a lot on LinkedIn, to be honest. You put milestones, specific points. So in terms of frequency, it's not that often. First, because it's business to business, and second, that's how it works LinkedIn.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, I mean, the customer profile fits better for LinkedIn, and the way how it put it on the example on the platform makes sense, and it's a good fit in terms of audience, frequency, and as well the tone of LinkedIn. It's kind of pretty serious, so it makes a lot of sense.
Fantastic.
All this stuff.
That's what you need to do, guys, when you start working for a new business, for a company in Australia or anywhere else. You need to do this analysis that you're doing today. What is the tone of the communication? What is the frequency of the communication? What is the industry that business is in? Is business to business? Is business to customers? What channels they have? How they approach customers with promotions, with messages, with newsletters, with links for they to download, with forms for they to engage with the, with the database, for example, the loyalty program. So that is what will give you the macro vision of what a company is doing, exactly like Sebastian did. So this is a business case, okay? But next time that you work for a company, do exactly the same analysis that you did today. And then you will start with the right fit. Well done. Thank you, Sebastian. Extraordinary analysis. All right. Group number 3, Qantas, important company.
Yeah. Qantas company use many social media to promote, such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And nowadays, yeah, especially they start to promote on TikTok because of COVID-19. So they want to hashtag Gen Z user more.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And Qantas always promotes the original arts and culture of Australia, banning itself as spirits of Australia.
Good. Qantas is extremely important. And tell me something, Alisa, is Qantas a corporation, large business? Is Qantas a medium business or is it a small business?
Oh, large business.
And that is why they have LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, because they have the resources, they have the money to have a lot of people working in the marketing department. So the analysis that you did, spot on. And now you know that if one day you start working for a large corporation, you need to observe first, you need to learn what they do, and you need to appreciate that because they have all these resources and all this money, this budget, this marketing budget, that's why they have presence in so many social media channels, just like Qantas do. Thank you so much. Guys, I am so pleased with the analysis that you gave me so far. All right. Let's go to the next group, please. The next group is a very important a government agency in Australia that is called Tourism Australia. So what can you tell us, group number 4, about Tourism Australia?
Well, Tourism Australia, it's I think it's a B2C and B2B company because they are trying in their vision, they're trying to make Australia the most desirable and memorable destination. So they advertise for people in general, but also for business purposes like events and everything. So they have chosen Instagram and Facebook for their social media platforms for excellence, and they are developing their campaigns on there.
Exactly right. Events are extremely important for they to have opportunities to engage with potential visitors. So they came to Australia from New Zealand, from Europe, from South America is important. So they have a very huge network of agents, travel agencies, government agencies all over the planet for they to support the Australian brand as a destination. And for they to support the Australian brand as a destination, social media is the most effective way. Sylvia, fantastic. Guys, you have done a terrific job today. All right, let's go to the group number 5. This company is perhaps the most important company in Australia, or in other words, it belongs to one of the most important economic groups in Australia. Okay? Wesfarmers. Wesfarmers, they have companies like Woolworths, like Officeworks, like Bunnings Warehouse. So they have all the resources in the planet. What can you tell us, group number 5, about Woolworths' social media strategy, please? How they do the integration with the loyalty program. What do you think about what they do in social media? Group number 5.
Hi, we were watching, seeing the Instagram account and the web page of Woolworths, and we found like 3 main things, like 3 main ways of communication they are doing. Like the most visible one is like they are mostly posting these well elaborate recipes, like very good content about recipes, and you can find all these recipes on the link tree.
Yes.
And when you click on this recipe, like you want to see how to prepare it, you can actually just click on buy ingredients, you don't have to go to the supermarket and look for each ingredient. You just have to click on buy ingredient, and you have everything in your house for make this recipe at the same day.
That's
and
amazing.
and they have very good also we found this it's nice, when you know someone who likes to cook, is a very nice content to share most then comments, like share recipes is something that people always do, and they have very good like video and yeah. What else we found? Oh yeah, like the hashtag. They have a hashtag, and they have this thing post your recipe to be featured. So there are plenty of them, like plenty of people posting this kind of different recipes to have this exposure by a Woolworth supermarket, and Woolworth has like more content for stories and people who wants to appear in this platform, like make very good content that
Wow.
work for Woolworths.
Wow. Well, it's a fantastic analysis because you're talking about people like yourself, like myself. We creating content for Woolworths. When you have a social media plan in which customers, your audience, they create content for you, that is extremely, extremely important. That is the best possible thing that could happen to a social media program when you don't need to do the content because your customers are doing the content for you with the hashtags that you have mentioned. That creates engagement, that creates trust. That is how we should do social media. We should do social media not just for us to do content, but for us to invite our audience to share how they use the products that we sell. If we sell shoes, how they use those shoes. If we sell motorbikes, a photo, a video of they using that motorbike. That is fantastic. When they become creative and they create their own recipes, that is because they are using the products that Woolworths is actually selling. So it's a win-win relationship. People is having fun. They are entertained because people love to. Have you noticed that is very engaging when you watch a TikTok video of someone cooking something delicious? We love that because we humans, we like food. So food content is highly engaging, and they connect that with the loyalty program because Sayana mentioned it, how that loyalty program works. People can select the ingredients that they want for they to have that recipe done at home, and they receive those products. And in doing so, they join the loyalty program because they need to provide information like credit card details, like name and like email address, and also, physical address. So it's extraordinary what they do with the social media. Of course, Woolworths have all the resources in the planet to do this, but it's extremely successful. That is why Woolworths is winning market share against Coles. You know that Coles is Woolworths' main competitor, yeah? And also, Woolworths is more popular in Australia than Aldi, which is the German competitor. Why? Because they have a really organic, natural way to engage customers with a loyalty program in which customers are creating the content for them as well. Ayana, that analysis is exactly what I was looking for. All right, group number 6, IKEA.
Yeah, IKEA use the Instagram effectively, and we can see the Instagram of IKEA. We can grasp the image of our future room, and they put the tag. So we click the tag. We can connect the website, and we can see the how much it is and the other categories things. So it works, and that is similar to Woolworth things, and also influencer works well.
Yes.
And influence, even they show how to build the furniture as well. And the influencer invite customer, and customer will be the next influencer, could be the next influencer.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Yeah.
You nail it. The customer is the next influencer. That is exactly what they do. They create this technology in the website for people to find out how the furniture will look in their own place. People end buying the furniture. People create content as designers, as natural organic designers, and they become influencers. Guys, have a look at YouTube and search for IKEA, and you will find a lot of influencers. They are designers. They are designers. This is people that sell their designs. They consult others in terms of what to do, but they tap on the IKEA brand and IKEA's reputation to raise up their own personal branding. And that is fantastic because they receive products from IKEA to broadcast, to showcase in the YouTube channels. So the influences, the designers, social media program that IKEA is doing is extraordinary. And we should learn from that business case. We should give technology for people to visualize how what we sell will look, will work in their own environments. I'm going to repeat this. IKEA is providing the technology for people to have a design space, for people to have a visualization of how furniture will look in their own places, offices, and so on. That technology is very engaging because people don't need to buy to see how they look. If people like how it looks, then they go to the shop or they ask online for those products, and then they post that content because they feel very, very proud of the selection they did. They feel like designers. They post that content, and that creates a lot of engagement with potential customers. Extraordinary, Eri. That is exactly what Woolworths is doing, and I really appreciate, Eri, that you have done that connection between Woolworths and IKEA. Well done, well done. I am so impressed, guys. It's one of the best exercises that you have done so far as a group. All right, and with this we finish. Pet ban, please.
No. So we had Pet Barn, which to my understanding is an Australian company. The way they promote their business is using basically all the platforms that are available right now. I've looked up in Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. They've got everything everywhere. So obviously they don't have a economical issue.
No.
The way they promote their work is like Woolworths does. So they have, for example, under their posts, they say sometimes, oh, do hashtag pet barn for a repost. And then they promote using even reels, for example, where they're promoting, like, they're using the empathy of people, saying, oh, look at this little puppy here. Isn't he so cute? Blah, 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 blah. And it gets people to comment, to share, to like, to interact more with the platforms in general. And I believe that overall they're probably doing the amount of work that they're doing is not so much, simply because 95% of the work is done by their customers. So they're not really like it's like they don't have to do too much, but they do have, like, they have posts, like they post things like every day almost, from what I could see.
That's it.
And yeah.
Thank you, because what you are talking about, Cami, is something that is called users-generated content. Users-generated content. All right? Don't forget about that. Users-generated content. Users-generated content is what we should try to achieve in our social media programs. It's not easy. All right? It's not easy, but if we can do that, that will save us money, that will save us budget, that will optimize our marketing programs. So don't forget about that, because that was the purpose of these business cases altogether. All right? That is what we need to do. If we can get our customers, our potential customers, to create content for us, is because our social media program is so good. It's like with customer service. The best customer service is that one in which our customers are servicing themselves. We have the technology, the processes, the people for they to use, but they get the customer services by their own hands. Fantastic. All right, good. User-generated content. Guys, fantastic. All right. We have finished the lesson. You still need to do a little bit of work in that lesson, all right? So you need to complete that lesson before our next class. But everything that you need to complete there is what we have discussed today. Everything, all right? So you need to complete that lesson before our next class because the next class is for the assessment. Now, I'm going to call the attendance. After I call the attendance, we finish the class. But if you want to stay for 10, 20 minutes more, I don't know, to talk about the business program, to talk about the marketing program, to talk about your attendance, to talk about your assessments, an issue that you may have, please stay. Otherwise, you can leave. But let me call the attendance now. Guys, do you have any questions before I call the attendance? Have you learned social media today? I think so, yeah? According to the participation, I think that everybody really, really learned today. All right, so Itza Yana. I'm going to start with Itza. Itza Yana.
I'm here.
Itza Yana, here you go. I'm marking your attendance now. Itza, you leaving or you staying? You want to talk to me?
Yeah, I'm staying, Santi.
Beautiful. So staying here. All right. Cami, let's see. Cami, I'm marking you. Done. Beautiful. Cami, you
See you
leaving or
next
you staying?
No, I have to go to work.
All
Sorry.
right. See you next week, Cami. Thank you for your participation today.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Eddie. Let's mark Eddie.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Eddie, you've been marked. You leaving or you staying?
Yeah.
Do you want?
I'm leaving. Yeah, thank you. See
Okay,
you
see
next
you next
week.
week. Thank you. All right, Lorena.
I am here, teacher.
Beautiful. Let me just find you.
Thank you, teacher.
All right. So you've been marked. You leaving now or you staying for a conversation with me?
I leave it here,
Okay.
teacher. I need to go.
Have a good weekend, and I will see you next class.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. All right, let's go to Sasipimon. Sasipimon, you've been marked.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Alisa. Alisa Nari, you've been.
Yes,
Your attendance has been marked. You can leave if you want.
thank you.
Thank you, Edgar. Edgar, you've been marked as well. You leaving or you staying, Edgar?
I only have a few questions about my attendance, but if that is okay.
Your attendance is really good. I noticed that you don't have any issues there, so don't worry about the attendance.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
When someone is failing too many classes, I receive a notification, and I haven't received any notification from you, Edgar. When I receive a notification, I send the email to you guys.
Okay.
All right, Isa. Isa, you've been marked now. Thank you for your participation today. So good. Appreciate it. You leaving or you staying, Isa?
I think I'm staying because I need about assessment.
No worries. All right. So let's check
Yeah.
that. Just give me 1 second. I finish with the rest. All right. Sudarat. Sudarat, you've been marked. Thank you for today's participation. Okay.
Yes.
Valentina, you've been marked, Vale. You leaving or you staying?
I'm staying, Santi. I need you.
No worries. So then stay for us. Stay with me for 2 minutes. I finish with this. Sebastian. Oh, we don't have Sebastian.
Yes.
Let me see. Okay, here you are. Okay, Sebas, you've been marked, man. Thank you so much for your extraordinary participation today.
Thank you.
If you need to stay, stay. Otherwise, you can leave, Sebastian, whatever you want.
All right, cheers. Thank you.
Okay, cheers. Pedro, you've been marked as well.
Yes, I'm here.
Beautiful, Pedro. I mark it. I mark your attendance.
Beautiful, Pedro. I mark it. I mark it.
See you next class. Anusara, you been mark it as well. Okay. Who else I need to mark?
Natalia.
Wadi, mark it. Natalia, Natalia, you've been marked too.
Two.
Anthony, you've been marked too. Jinjai, you've been marked too.
Yep. ชอบปากกา please.
Topaka, you've been marked too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Pimon, please.
Here's something me too, please.
Sylvia, good participation today, Sylvia. Really smart.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Supicha,
Yes.
you've been
Thank you.
marked. Okay.
Pimon, please.
Opimo, market, done.
Thank you. See you.
Okay. See you next class.
Sarisa, please.
Next class, we do the observation assessment. Don't forget to come to do the assessment next class. Miyuki, you've been marked. Good participation today, Miyuki. I like. You did a good job today. All right. Vale, Vale is already marked. Unwadi is all right. So everybody,
Sarisa, please.
Unwadi, you've been marked.
Thank you. I have a question. The next class we will gonna be start at 9 at the same time or
9. Today I had a doctor's appointment, and unfortunately we had an issue with my Zoom account, so the other teacher couldn't join it. But next class 9 a.m. Okay.
or if it's possible, if you have some accident or you like gonna be late, you can send email, let me know first.
Yeah, no, as I told you, the plan was to have someone to replace me for the first hour, but the technology didn't work. So it didn't, it was just basically an accident, but it will not happen again, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
No, thank you for today, class. I appreciate it. All right, who else I need to mark?
Maybe you need to write like Samuel just went earlier or not
Just give me 1 second.
first.
Okay, tell me, what is that?
I think Samuel, because he just give you like told you that he needs to go to an appointment. Or he was in the first part of the class. I don't know if you're gonna mark him attendance.
Sorry, what is the name?
Samuel.
Yes, Samuel wrote me. No, I didn't. Thank you for that. Let me just find out. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Sorry. Did you mark me already? And Sarisa.
Just give me 1 second. Who was this? Sarisa?
Sarisa, yes.
Sarisa, let me see. Sarisa, yes, you've been marked. All good. You can leave now.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Everybody that is here, I think I have marked everyone.
Anusana, please.
Anusara, yeah, been marked too.
Thank you.
Yep, totally marked. Okay. Isa, how can I help you? Tell me.
No, I'm just wanna like about the assessments. I'm just like wanna apologize. Like I'm just let's say estoy atrasada.
Do
So
you
yeah, I
mind
need
if,
to.
do you
Yeah, I'm
mind
like I've.
do you mind if I check?
Yeah, I'm really like I really
Really?
behave.
But
Yeah.
you're such a good student.
Yeah, but I need to get up there. Yeah, I think this weekend I will do. I've been
Surprise me.
busy and sick.
It surprised me. Let me see quickly your profile.
Yeah.
Mm, yes, you need to catch up.
Yeah. I
But
just wanna excuse myself.
no,
I will get
you don't need to. You're a really good student. You always participate. I understand that sometimes we get behind our assessments. Isa, because you are a little bit behind,
Mhm.
probably it will be really good if we do a one-to-one collaboration meeting. You know why?
Okay.
Because we need to do the observation assessments together. Because I do that in class, and I need to observe, about each one of those items in the assessment. So, do you have my email?
Yeah, I have yours. So I'm just gonna email to know, yeah, which day
Like,
you are available.
yes, please. 1 hour. We just work 1 hour hard, and we complete a good
Okay.
chunk. All right. So
Okay.
I wait for your email. So we do a little bit of work next week. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye, Isa. Ciao. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, Vale. What is your question?
Oh yes, Auntie. First of all, to apologize about last class. You were talking to me, and I
remember.
haven't my camera on.
I
It's
know.
that because I work between 6 and 10 a.m.
And you were so
So
told me.
yeah, I'm trying to
No,
get
no,
at the
no.
class after 10,
Yeah.
but I am assisting all the classes. Okay, I wanted to apologize about it, and also
Wow.
because I have sent to you an email, but I don't know if I have a wrong email or what happens because I didn't receive any response from you.
Okay, Vale. Let me check. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to check that. I see one. Valentina Lozano, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
let me check. Actually, yes, I received it. I just noticed it, but I didn't open it. It went, I read it. It's here. Hi, Santi. First of all, no worries. I will reply that email.
It was long time ago.
Yes,
I
sorry.
thought that I had a wrong email.
No, you have the
However,
right
I
email.
would like one meeting with you because I am also late with my assessments. But it is because I have never studied this before, and some things are really new for me,
I know.
and I don't get them. So in case that we can do a meeting, it will be nice.
Vale, I'm going to reply that email to you with some hours that I am free. If you can select one of those hours, if you cannot, because you're busy, you're working, you give me another option or another day or something, even nighttime or even a Saturday, right? I will reply that email and we will do the one-to-one this week, okay? And we
Okay, yes, perfect. Thank you so much, Santi. That's it. That's it.
Thank you,
Have
Vale.
a good weekend.
You too.
Bye, Santi. Take care.
Hey guys. All right. Just give me 1 minute and just replying to Valentina straight away. Okay. It's tell me, how can I help you?
Hi, Santi. Also, is the same about my assessments. I have to catch up. I have all the notes, like when we
I
are
know.
when we are doing, I have the notes, but I haven't answered properly.
Yes, I know. I know that it's and I was actually about to write an email to you because you are such a good student. You participate, you came to the classes, but you just need to catch up with the assessments, okay? So
Yeah.
Itza, what about if you send me an email?
Yeah.
With some hours. I need to work with you for 1 hour, just like with Isabel, for 1 hour. So tell me when you can. Doesn't matter if it's 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., doesn't matter, just whenever you can. Give me a couple of options so I can choose one and I send you the link.
Yeah, I don't know what do you think about Monday. It's because I work
That's why
weekends.
I know you guys are busy. And that's why you send me an email, with some time slots that you have. I just need 1 hour.
Okay.
But give me 2-3 options, like Santi, Monday 6 p.m. or whatever, Tuesday, and then I choose one. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
But this coming week, we do that. All right.
Like after, could be between Monday and Friday next week, right?
Please, yes, because I just noticed that we need to catch up a lot. No, a lot. No. You have done some
A
work,
little bit.
but a little bit.
Okay.
So please send me that email. I will wait for it. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Santi.
Thank you. Hi,
Bye-bye.
Miyuki. All right,
Hi,
Miyuki,
Santi.
how can I help you?
Yeah. So Santi, to be honest, actually, it is my first time to run business or marketing stuff. All terminology is my first language. I feel like Koran, Harry Potter. So,
I
so
know how you feel. Yeah.
yeah. So, do you have any recommendation to read any differences, any business marketing books?
Yep.
Oh.
I do have a recommendation.
Yeah.
All right. So there is one book, but I mean, there is one book that for me is the best marketing book,
Mhm.
but it's not like a traditional book. It's more like, it looks more like a magazine. It's very fresh, very easy to read, but that is for me. I mean, I learned a lot from that book. So I'm going to write it in the chat for you.
Yep.
It's called Reimagine.
Mhm.
And the author is Tom Peters. All right.
The emerging, yeah. Yep.
$35. But if you really want to learn marketing, that book will help you a lot. All right.
So Santi, does the school has any PDF or any PowerPoint differences? No.
Yes, the lessons could be downloaded as PDF as well, but in the lessons, you have all the content that you need. All right. If you want more content, then I will download some content from a book that is called Principles of Marketing. That is very basic. That is like a traditional book, and I will send that PDF to you. I have it.
Thank you. So I need to learn more basic one. Otherwise, it's hard to catch up people's. I don't want to disturb you guys. If I ask you a stupid question, I'm very sorry to.
No. Not such a thing as a stupid question. I love questions. I love to be interrupted. So use the chat as well. When you don't understand something, Santi, don't understand this, and I will send you some materials.
Yeah.
Miyuki, try to get a one-to-one meeting with me, because when I do one-to-ones, I really can go with you and find out what are your weaknesses. And
yeah.
So
true.
I need you to send me an email.
Yep.
Do you have my email? I will write my email.
I emailed today actually to ask about the online session today. So.
All right, beautiful. But I will just copy this again here in the chat.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second. Send me an email asking me for the extra materials, and I will send the extra materials to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And try to buy that book that I told you, Reimagine. Try. Or find a PDF online.
All right, cool.
And try to get a one-to-one collaboration meeting with me.
So you mean the extra class, like follow-up class?
Yes, just for me to find out how can I help you, for me to find out what are your weaknesses, all right?
Yeah, so it will be Saturday or?
Any day, not Sunday.
All right.
Any day that you want something, let's meet for 30 minutes, and I will try to accommodate my hours.
That's cool. Yeah, very appreciate it.
No, I truly appreciate it. Good participation today, though. You participated pretty well.
But it's hard to get it, to catch up everyone.
No worries, but you just starting. It will take us a little bit more of time, but no worries. Good job today. I will see you next class, okay? Send me an email.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.